Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Pro Dota commentary done by Luminous. And yes, this is the Dota 1 cast. You guys have been asking a lot for Dota 1 commentaries. Well, here is one. The reason I haven't, again, I say this every single time for the past 6 months or so. The reason I haven't been casting a lot of Dota 1 matches is not because I dislike Dota 1. In fact, I love Dota 1. It's just there's no more good Dota 1 matches you can actually cast. The Chinese have moved on from Dota 1 to Dota 2, and most of the Dota 1 matches are just random Pinoy games. And as much as I love Pinoy, I mean, no, actually, I don't really like Pinoy games that much. So hey, there you go. But I'm casting one of the best Dota 1 games in Dota 1 history, one of my favorite Dota 1 games. You know, this morning I was like, you know what? If I have to kind of label down my top 5 Dota 1 games, this gotta be one of them, because I remember when I first originally cast this game, it made really literally no sense, right? I'm trying to sit here and figure everything out, and I'm like, why are things happening the way that is happening? So if you guys watch this game and know how it ends up, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Or maybe if your memory has forgotten, or if you haven't seen this game, well, you're in for a real treat, because this is a really great game. I originally casted this with Sienna, and she was a great caster. She is no longer cast, and both of us were just like baffled. We didn't know really what's going to be happening. Also, this game features some of the heroes that we don't see too often, even by Dota 1 standards. Of course, obviously Undying, we see him quite a bit nowadays, but he wasn't picked too much back in the days. Clockwork, we've been seeing a little bit of resurgence of him. We don't see him that much back in the days as well. Enigma and Earthshaker, we don't see them too much anymore nowadays. But you know, frequently picked hero back in Dota 1. This is, by the way, 6.71B, so fairly recent, still about 1.5 years to 2 years old. And of course, one of my favorite support heroes of all time, Witch Doctor. Malefice, really good support spell. Voodoo Restoration, very good support spell. That cast, I mean, have you ever played against Witch Doctor and got cast bounce on you left and right? Yeah, it's a very annoying spell to deal with. So I'm kind of sad that he's not picked too often in the pro scene, but good to see him in this particular game. And the last two heroes in this game, you know, I don't need to kind of drum up the mood here. I'll let you guys see what the last two hero is. Obviously, I've casted this game before, and I know how this game ends, but I just want to recast this, and let's see if I can still figure it out, or have trouble figuring it out. Obsidian Destroyer is a hero that we've seen from time to time. Mushi liked to run it back in his days, and you know, a very decent solo mid hero, and a very high burst damage hero with his ultimate as well as his orbs. Really just cuts through most tanks, as his damage are pure damage, and armor, you know, don't really care. So Obsidian Destroyer is going to be our kind of our hero to watch for here on the Sentinel team. Meanwhile, on the Scourge team, yes, you have seen it, or maybe you have not if you haven't played Dota 1. This is Bristleback. Bristleback is a kind of a tanky carry hero, but he doesn't really carry that well because his skill set doesn't lend himself to the late game. I'll spend a little bit of moment and talk about Bristleback as a hero much later on, as he will become more and more relevant in the game state. But quickly, I want to just kind of introduce the players here. If you look at the Scourge player, Arzart, Santa, God, NS, Dread, I mean, these are household names in the European scenes. Meanwhile, OSI, you know, not as well known. We have Silent, which plays for Team Empire right now, so he's definitely a very well-known player. Kaiser, Aplexia, Numcast, and ZBT. So I haven't heard of some of these players, but hopefully we will remember them by the end of this game. Alright, so in terms of laning here, we're going to have a Batrider solo mid. We have seen that a billion times. We're going to see a support Undying, support Witch Doctor, and a long lane Obsidian Destroyer. So this is going to be rather nice. He has a pair of Observer Wards. I don't think he bought it for himself. Most likely be given to him by his teammates. And then we're going to have a long lane Windrunner. Four wards already invested here by the Sentinel team. So very heavy ward investment. Somebody's very poor, and by that somebody, I probably not done yet. Actually, everybody's fairly decent in terms of having items, so it's okay. Meanwhile, here on the Scourge here, we're gonna see God going in the mid lane with the Syllabare, and Syllabare against Batrider. This is a matchup that I couldn't say that I've seen for a while, but hey, he's actually doing quite alright here. It's a 2v1 situation, and to be honest, Syllabare doesn't really care too much about his turn rate. And I mean, that napalm is going to be either fire off the barrel or not. You can see that he's actually harassing the Batrider back. So, wow, I mean, this is a decent counter, I want to say. I'm not too sure whether God could actually kill Batrider without the help of a gank. But I mean, he's not going to die too easily, especially when this Syllabare hits level 5. and once he gets access into Entangle. Now, because of how Dota 1 mechanic works, once Firefly is being used, gens that cannot be entangled, kind of the sad days of playing Crystal Maiden against a Firefly Batrider, but before he's Firefly, you can definitely entangle him. So this is a little bit of Dota 1 mechanic for you guys. So nice blocking here from Santa, getting a little bit of pot shot harass here, at least baiting out a Windrunner from. But back on the bottom here, this is a lane that I really want to spend most of my attention on, as it's going to be a farming Obsidian Destroyer. Obsidian Destroyer is a very powerful hero, like I mentioned earlier, but he requires a lot of farm. And I do mean a lot of farm. And as you guys know, he does not have any flash farming spells, so once he's getting out of the lane stage, or once he gets ganked a couple of times, he really have a very difficult time in order to get all his items, and he really requires a lot of items. Really, to be truly a dangerous carry, he needs that Hextech or Scythe of Ice. And it looks like he is going to go mainly for the mech build, as we do see a gank party coming on the top lane here. Woodman perhaps in a little bit of trouble. Perfect block here from Santa, and this guy is out of tangles, pops a magic wand, and he's trying to run away, and Bristleback and his friends are going to come right in, and they are going to get this kill. Malefice, couple more right click. Who's going to get the last hit here? Santa, with that big totem, is going to pick up the first blood. Very well done. That's going to be a quick boot to speed for him, or a query upgrade. Probably he's going to pick up the boot to speed. Ooh, it's going to be a soul beam mass, so a quick soul ring attempt here from the Rygor. Yep, in any case here, Batrider going to exert a little bit more lane dominance before the G hits level 5. You can see in terms of CS, he's 9-4 to G's 5-1. So Silver's, despite being a 2v1 hero here, having a little bit of difficulty on the mid lane here, Batrider is going to pick up that Invis rune away from that Earthshaker, so very well done. Ooh, Courier, got to be careful where you're going. A little bit of Invis blocking to help that Courier survive. Nicely done by Numcast. Very nicely done. Alright, on the bottom here, I imagine a push is going to be concocted very soon here. Probably after a Ring of Poseidon upgrade. Are we gonna see that? Ring of Poseidon upgrade. Armor is being turned on. Look at this huge creep wave. They did do a pull as well, so that's gonna be very nicely done. And now Clockwork's gonna have a little bit of time to pick up some EXP. He's just barely hitting level 2, but he's gotta be very careful, because these guys could kill you under the tower fairly easily. With a nice cast balancing, of course, with a right click of Obsidian as well as that Tombstone, gotta be somewhat careful. So he's gonna hide to the right. His tower is gonna sustain a lot of damage, but in turn he is gonna get level 3 and perhaps level 4 even. But the question is, can they actually destroy its tower? Shaker has actually came in position to help out here. There's going to be a rocket and perhaps a fissure being dropped as well. Nicely done here. And they're going to drive them off and slow down this push. I imagine this tower is going to go down fairly soon, especially with the siege unit being throwing out a lot of damage. Although, as I say that, the Clockwork is coming around here to get more EXP, last in the tower. So this tower is actually helping this Clockwork get a lot more EXP than you want him to get. So very well done here by Arzart. Gonna hit level 4, and this tri lane, you generally don't want their hero to get too much EXP, or if they're getting too much EXP, you gotta kill them a couple more times, or at least get their towers. So far, OSI has done none of that, so I actually want to put the game advantage in the Scourge position right now, because they got the first blood, and perhaps another kill going on the mid lane as well, as Malefice, Eidolon's in position, and a couple more right clicks. Yeah, so the game definitely in the favor of Scourge, as they have got 2 kills and they have protected their towers so far. Meanwhile, Bristleback here is doing fine on the top lane here. Only has 11 CS, which is embarrassingly low considering that he has received a lot of support. And to be honest, Windrunner is not exactly a hero that's really truly capable of driving back this Bristleback. And I think this is a very good time to explain what Bristleback can do and what his skill sets can do for those of you guys who haven't played Dota 1 or haven't played Dota 1 in the last 2 years or so, as Windrunner perhaps is in a little bit of trouble, and this Enigma coming around with a lot of mana to go with. Bristleback has a spell called Quill Spray, which you will see right now. Yeah, those Quill Sprays are flying up. Each individual Quill Spray doesn't do too much damage, but if you fire off them one after another and they have a very low cooldown, those Quill Spray damage will stack. And of course they do damage, they do physical damage, so in the early game, when everybody has low armor value, like 2 on the Windrunner, they will do a significant amount of damage. In more late game situation, once everybody picks up, you know, armor-based items like Ring of Poseidon, a finished mech, and of course natural agility growth, then that Bristleback, or that Quill Spray spell, doesn't really do too much. The secondary spell is called the Nasal Ghoul, which applies a slow on the enemy hero and also reduces their armor. So you can see that it synergizes fairly decently with the Quill Spray. The passive for the Bristleback is called Bristleback, and basically what it says is when Bristleback is taking damage from his backside, we'll have what 40% damage reduction, and on a certain damage threshold, he will actually fire off another Quill Spray just from that passive. So as you can see, that hero doesn't do damage too quickly. It's not a burst killer by enemies. It's not like a Sven, not like a life stealer, but he does damage very, very slowly, but he does a lot of damage over time, should you actually allow him to do the damage. One of the more funny things to see about Bristleback, even in this pro game, is that most pros actually don't, they actually really underestimate what Bristleback can do, and a lot of times they will try to chase him and kill him, but in doing so, he will actually do a lot of Quill Spray damage, both from his Quill Spray spell and as well as from his Bristleback passive, that he could actually turn around at red HP and kill you in return. So we'll see scenes like that in this particular game. But yeah, that's the hero in a nutshell. His ultimate is just passive, that the more spell you cast, the faster he moves, the more attack speed he gains. But really, his most important spell is his Quill Spray as well as his Bristleback passive. And really what this hero wants to do is tank up early game, farm up things like a Vanguard, farm up things like a Hood, and go for a Radiance. But speaking of Radiance, this is going to be a very, very awkward game for Radiance because there is 2 Radiance carry. As you guys know, Solarbear is a very, very important hero who, as they're going to try to get a kill on Bristleback. Really, again, very hard to actually kill Bristleback unless you just burst him down. Women are perhaps in a little bit of trouble. Malefit's going to get dropped here, and is he going to use Black Hole? Definitely does have the mana to use so right now. Pops a Wind Run, and they're going to let him run like that. I think the Black Hole could have been cast. Oh, just kidding. He's just level 5. My bad. So again, forcing the Windrunner away from the lane and giving a little bit more farm here for that Bristleback. Back in the bot lane here, a lot more pressure being exerted against this tier 2 tower now. The tier 1 has been destroyed. I'm not too even sure whether they could destroy the tier 2 tower. You can see that Tombstone has been dropped and it hasn't really done too much. Look at the fissure hitting all 3 tower, focusing on the hero, and Clockwork is level 6, so he could go right in here to pick off a hero too if he wants to do so. And these guys are just using that. There we go, Voodoo Restoration, one of the more underestimated spells in the entire game. Healing this Undying back up, and they could really continue to do that push, but I feel like this push has really failed, especially when they get that tower denied. Oh no, OSI, they really want to at least kill the Clockwork once or twice and get at least 2 towers, especially when this kind of defensive trialing like this, but unfortunately they have not done any of that, and because of so, I think the goal advantage is really heavily in the favor of the Scourge team. But as I say that though, you can see that God being dragged, and God really will have no chance against 3 heroes. Tombstone even being dropped down. I really don't think they needed a Tombstone, especially with Obsidian in position here. They could have used this Tombstone for the push, but in position is, again, Shaker. Santa with that quick Soul Ring off that First Blood is now doing a lot of work. Ooh. What are you doing, Kaiser? He's dropped a very deep ward, but you gotta be very, very careful as like Battery SL is coming right in, but Bat Rider is coming to help out, and that should be a Witch Doctor really playing over aggressive. Meanwhile, here on the top lane here, we do see a push coming in. Oh, Shackle Shot will hit on the Bristleback, but here we go. The Enigma has gotten too deep into position. We're gonna see a Black Hole being dropped most likely here. He is definitely level 7, level 6, and there you go, Black Hole dropping those Sparkle damage. Sparkle damage makes me think of Radiance, which he does not have just yet. He will get Radiance very soon. Tier 1 tower has been destroyed, and they have protected their own Tier 1 tower. Tier 1 tower has been destroyed on the mid lane as well, so very, very well done in terms of the tower, as Moscow 5 has denied their own tower. Looks like we're going to see a teleportation comes in right now. Cats bouncing around. I don't think they could get the kill though. The orb hits plus 60, plus 56, plus 49. Look at that. He's just tanking it all up. Doesn't matter. Most other heroes in the game would have just died by now. Even a level 1 Maledict. They're going to even turn around perhaps. Oh, he's going to turn around right now. Shaker drops that fissure on the wrong side. Silent, thanking his lucky star right there, would have died for sure. And we're going to see a mech finish here by Obsidian Destroyer. Obsidian Destroyer generally, there's 2 viable builds for Obsidian Destroyer. Either you go Force Staff first, as we do see a kill happening on the... Ooh. Clockwork just picked off a kill on the bot lane here against a Witch Doctor. Probably do have very nice hook. Sorry for missing that one. But yeah, going back to Obsidian Destroyer, he generally go for Force Staff first or a mech first. And both, does very, very important thing. Force Staff allows you to be a little bit more mobile, allows you to escape from ganks. Meanwhile, Obsidian Destroyer's mech allows you to be a little bit tankier and survive until your teammate comes in and survive ganks like that. So of course in conjunction with his obviously his Astral Imprisonment. So in terms of, in this particular game, I think Mecha is a little bit more important, considering that the Radiant team, or excuse me, the Sentinel team is a little bit lacking in terms of team fight. In terms of team fight, they have Tombstone, which is decent. They have Sandy's Eclipse, which is decent. And that's pretty much it. I guess Witch Doctor does count for a little bit as well. But again, if you look at Scourge's team fight, man, they have Echo Slam, they have Black Hole, they have Bristleback, which is a decent team fight hero. Fissures, great team fight spell. Clockwork, Hookshot, and Cogs are great team fights. So if I have to reward a team fight advantage in terms of paper, I gotta give it to Scourge. They're just way stronger, especially once the Radiance is finished on Bristleback. In terms of Bristleback's farm, in 11 minutes, he's only got 44 CS in a defensive trial lane. This is just really poor farm here by NS. Perhaps not used to this hero's animation. Again, this hero is not seen pro games at all. But, I mean, come on. He's really gotta pick up the slack here, because really this hero doesn't, again, lend itself to the late game. Like I said, this hero's primary damage output is Quill Spray, and Quill Spray does physical damage, and physical damage is not really well, physical damage is not really too good against high armor values, and these guys will start to pick up a lot of high armor value or as they're getting in position for a push on the top lane here. And you can see Undying level 6 getting ready to drop that Tombstone and dive these guys. Gotta be somewhat careful though. Oh, there you go. Flesh Golem and Tombstone be dropped down right now. They want to focus out on Bristleback. Bristleback does not care. Oh, nice defensive fissure here. We'll slow down Numcast. Numcast will fly over. It's gonna, oh, yeah, does find Santa. Santa gonna get focused down. Santa is gonna go down. Bristleback in the middle of everything. Just Quill Spray damage. Really flying it out, and they're trying to chase this down, but look at everybody so low because of the Quill Spray. Quill Spray will start, look at everybody's down to half health. This guy's down to red, but he does not care. Quill Spray has killed one, and LOD trying to find his way out. He's gonna go down as well. Yes, so close. And look at this. Quill Spray from this Bristleback has just cleaned up just about everybody. The only survivor is this Windrunner, because she didn't actually go into the fight. And in most normal situations, you have Bat Rider, you have Undying, you have a very fast Obsidian Destroyer. You're like, yeah, that's going to be a team wipe and a tower. But if you keep chasing this hero, and you keep chasing him, and you allow him to stack Quill Sprays, it's got to be 6 or 7 Quill Sprays. It's AoE physical damage against a very armor lacking team, and they even get the Windrunner on the mid lane thanks to Maleficent and Ankle right click. So very well done. And suddenly, Moscow 5 is well off in a huge lead right now, and this Bristleback has a lot more room for growth. He is going to go for hoods. That's going to allow him to be even more tankier. Personally, I would like to see a Radiance, because that's really the de facto damage item choice here on Bristleback. But, you know, if you think about it, the longer he can stay in teamfight because of having more defensive items, the more damage he can deal with Quill Spray. So it kind of works out the same way. Radiance allows you to be a little bit weaker, as they're going to go for a little bit chase on the mid lane here. Fissure not going to be enough to help him survive, and Bat Rider is still going for a little bit more. Blink Dagger has been picked up, and that's the reason why he was able to pick up that kill. But it looks like his Firefly has ran out. The Rocket's going to give them this fight. Enchant Totem, a couple more right clicks, and they're going to get the kill that way. Meanwhile though, oh, these guys got to be very careful. One more Rocket. Ooh, big mech here. Going to give him the healing here for the Witch Doctor. Bat Rider trades his life for a Celebrate, which is fine. Right now, you gotta keep in mind that Moscow 5 is playing 5v4. As Bristleback is farming on the top lane, pushing, exerting pressure on this tier 2 tower, and that's gonna force Winner to defend. And of course, he's gonna go right back. He's sitting at least 12-13 regen per second. Does have a magic wand as well. This particular hero really loves magic wand, and of course heroes against him also wants a magic wand as well. He needs some mana to spam, and of course the other people are going to get mana and HP due to his Quill Spray spam. I mean, I'm really looking forward to this hero coming into Dota 2. He's going to be one of the more fun heroes to play, and once I get into my B section of the guides, unfortunately I don't think he will be coming out of Dota 2 very soon, so I will have to skip over Bristleback. Very fun hero to play, very fun hero to watch. In any case, Silver, I imagine he is farming for the Radiance. Quick gold check here. Yeah, 3,000 gold. Again, I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as you have the Radiance on your team. That's fine. But you really want it on the Bristleback. But Syllabear with the Radiance is very important as well here. Blink Dagger initiate here against the Shaker. Shaker gonna get dragged in, but no follow-up stuns here. The only other stun here is from the Witch Doctor, and Witch Doctor was well behind the tower. Of course, the Woman was not there either with the Shackle Shot, but I think they are gonna get the tower. As I say that here, Bristleback says, I don't care, I'm gonna run into that Tombstone. No, really no F given right now, and it looks like we have Enigma coming right in. That Fissure blocking just about everything. You gotta be careful. If your Enigma Shackle Shot will hit, Enigma will start to take a little bit of zombie damage, but the Cool Spray, yes, it does one-shot every zombie, and it looks like he's gonna chase on the other direction. Says, I'm chasing against 4, I do not care. Look at this Bristleback. Again, no F given as he's gonna go right in. There is a Shackle Shot that's gonna hit, and that's gonna be end of that engagement. As I say that, though, oh, nice cast, gonna be bouncing nothing but 100 heroes. Shaker's gonna go down here. Witch Doctor's gotta be somewhat careful, and looks like NS is gonna get initiated upon. I really don't think NS really cares, so Bat Rider gotta be careful. He's taking Malefice damage. They're gonna try to focus down on the, oh, nice black hole here by Santa. The Doom is gonna get dropped a second time, but look at NS is still on the middle of everything, tanking everything up, and looks like the Orb Hits are doing slightly amount of damage here, but NS still on the middle of team fight here. He just says, alright, is anybody gonna hit me? Nope. Alright, I'm gonna hit you guys though. Just still 1v4, 1v4, 1v5. Shackle Shot's gonna hit. Is he gonna die here? I really don't think so. Midnight Pulse, uh-oh, he's probably gonna finally die here. Wow, just tanked the entire enemy team for what? 5, 6, well, at least 60 seconds. 70 seconds, over a minute. Just how long he tanked, and oh, it looks like they are gonna drive away the Clockwork as well. So really, perhaps perhaps NS would not play this baller after that engagement, but really he can't afford to play this baller. That was 2 Tombstones he has fought against. Can you name any other hero in the game here that could fight over 2 Tombstones? They're nice Fissure into Clock Hook and the Cog, but unfortunately, oh, nice Shackle Shot. Wow, that Shackle Shot was a beauty, as they're gonna get a Clockwork kill, and they're gonna get a Earthshaker kill as well. Crazy Shackle. Tombstone is dropped a little bit early again, and they won't have it for the next push, but as awkward as that sounds, Tombstone is really not that important, not that impressive a spell, not against Bristleback. There's gonna be a glyph being used, and oh, here we go, part 2. He said, I'm gonna come right in, which, oh, Winner is gonna go for the kill here. Nicely done here. Get the tower kill with the help of that siege unit. And here we go. Nasal Goo being dropped against the Witch Doctor. Shackle Shot not gonna latch, and it's gonna keep going right in. Nope, they are gonna get the, at the very least, they got a tower kill. Meanwhile, God has got a kill against the Undying. Undying will split to the right side. So again, at this point in the game, Bristleback is definitely the strongest hero on the map. You could TP right in against 3 or 4 heroes, and simply OSI's this God run, because this hero just does way too much damage. But on the flip side, if you look at this hero, he's pretty much maxed out. He has reached his peak in terms of damage output. I mean, he's getting very close to it. Again, all his damage output is really coming from a very static Quill Spray damage. And that Quill Spray, once it's maxed, it doesn't get any better. And in fact, it gets weaker and weaker as everybody picks up more and more armor points. That mech, by the way, giving the AoE +2 armor is absolutely huge. And ooh, looks like the Bear is going to get recalled back. And of course, Bear has received a lot of nerf throughout the ages, but at this point in time, he could definitely recall the Bear back despite being hit. And it looks like they're going to try one more time on this push. But yeah, going back to the Bristleback, as I talked about earlier, Radiance is a very important item for Bristleback to kind of carry him into that mid and late game. Without the Radiance, he simply just doesn't do enough damage, or at least enough damage quickly. And really, a lot of times you could kind of ignore him. You can see that he was literally chasing 4 people around. And generally, when you have a hero that could chase 4 people around, that generally means you are the strongest hero on the map, and you know you just walk over everybody. But in this case, your Bristleback could chase people, but he could never kill people, and that's the big issue. And we'll see how this game goes. I mean, if you look at the Sentinel side, they don't scale that well into late game either. I mean, Undying's not exactly a good late game hero, especially against Bristleback. Women is decent. Bat Rider is really not that good in the late game. Obsidian Destroyer is okay, but if you have enough BKB heroes on the Scourge side, then he suddenly, you know, isn't that good either. So we have 2 teams that's not that good in terms of late game. And in terms of the mid game right now, it's all about team fight, and the team fight is really in the advantage of the Scourge. Thanks to that Bristleback, thanks to that Black Hole, thanks to the Echo Slam. Here we go, the Sentinel says, alright, we're gonna keep pushing. The Clockwork Hook is gonna grab one, but the Shackle Shot will hit. But here comes Bristleback, Black Hole onto 3, and here we go, Blink Dagger and Echo Slam gets dropped as well. But look at Undying, a little bit of trouble, and look at the Witch Doctor damage with the Death Ward dropping damage as well. Bristleback right clicking away, and Bristleback is doing way too much. He's still very healthy in terms of HP, and Blink Dagger, Bat Rider is going to drop right back right now. And look at the chasing power of this Bristleback. He is, of course, a passive of his ultimate will allow him to chase, trying to drop his Nasal Goo, but again, not quick enough. Does not have that upgrades of that boots just yet. And that's exactly what I mean. The team fight of the Scourge is just very, very impressive. Blink Dagger initiation from the Enigma. 3-man Black Hole. Earthshaker walks in with the Echo Slam. And the Radiance is finished here. Moscow 5, healthy lead. If there was Dota 2 right now, we would definitely be checking the goal lead. I imagine at least a 6,000, 7,000 goal lead. With a 4-kill lead right here, Radiance finish. And of course, all these towers being defended. And they're starting to knock down a couple of the towers of their own. Of course, you gotta keep in mind this tower was denied. But again, my question is, how would the Bristleback scale into the late game? I don't even know what Bristleback would do in terms of item choices. I guess you could just finish your pipe here and give your team a little bit more team fight. But he really needs a damage item. But again, you don't really want to focus your damage item in terms of right click. You don't want to get, for example, a SMY, for example, or a Sage, or, well, I don't even know what, or a Heart, for example. You really just want to sit around team fight and do AoE damage, and that's why Radiance is the most important item for him. So I'm very, very baffled what this hero can do. Most likely you could upgrade Treads, I guess, to make yourself a little bit tankier. Yeah, he's definitely not a right-click hero by any means. Meanwhile, though, Syllabir definitely is a right-click hero. I guess on the flip side is that because he has Radiance on the Syllabir, and because, you know, he is not expected to do a solo carry, he doesn't really need to kind of, you know, get a lot of damage item. All he has to do is provide distraction for this Syllabir to actually, you know, carry, right click and whatnot. So we saw a 4-man gank party, and somehow looks like G has kind of sniffed it out, realized that there's too many people missing off the map, so has TP back up to tier 2 on the top lane, and we'll be fine. Vlad's finisher on Undying, and that Vlad's so very important, as Vlad's of course give you +5 armor value for your entire team. And again, like I said, like a broken record, armor is so important against Bristleback. So right now the Sentinel is getting all the correct items here. Does it stack? That's the question. Apparently it does. I think they have fixed it in the recent editions, or the more recent editions of Dota 2, where Vlad's and the Basil, Ring of Besaidus don't stack anymore, but it used to stack, and it looks like they're going to try to get a big gank party. Oh no, they smoke together, and there is an invisible Clockwork, and I do believe they should know that there is an invisible hero in the nearby vicinity, and let's see how good the Clockwork Hook is. I mean, the team fight, again, on Scourge is just exceptional with the Black Hole, and right now Clockwork is looking, the invisibility rune is running out right now, so he's going to go into the trees. They have lost sight of him. Lost sight of the team right now, at least for now. Tombstone's going to get dropped down and defend this, but they're going to easily right-click that down. They're going to try to heal that up. Where's a Clockwork Hook coming right in? No hook just yet. There is a pipe being popped here on the Syllabir. Syllabir in front. Looks like the Clockwork Hook didn't actually get too much, but they're going to get in position right now. They're going to entangle on the Bat Rider. Bat Rider is going to go down immediately, and Bristleback's going to come right in. Obsidian drops his ultimate right now. Decay being dropped, and that's going to be it for that team fight. And right now, the Scourge is kind of bulldozing their way in for a tier 2 tower. They get it very easily. No ultimate being used. They could even keep going for more. Oh, Syllabir barely TPs back out. You see what I did there? I think they're going to go for the Roshan right now. I mean, they have the creep equilibrium going their way. In fact, if Bristleback cuts off this creep wave, they could easily get the Aegis. Not too sure if getting Aegis is a thing though back in these days, as most teams didn't really care too much about Roshan advantage. As I say that though, here we go. Where's a cast? There's gonna be no cast. I mean, there was some creep wave to bounce off of. Really, again, you really realize you really can't kill this guy. This guy has what, 20 regen per second, has a lot of reduced damage, and you know, what's it called? Pseudo heal. That's some Dota 1 mechanic term that I have forgot the name of. But yeah, his passive is based on a trigger heal. There you go, trigger healing. And with this double damage, I think they could definitely go for Roshan. Yeah, they definitely will. You could actually start dropping Nasal Goo, as he's doing so right now. And that Roshan attempt a lot easier. And here comes the Sentinel team. Can they do anything? I mean, they tried everything. They tried to drop the Tombstone. It gets right-click down too quickly. The Bat Rider tried to jump in. He gets right-click down too quickly because these guys have way too much damage output and have way too much team fight to speak of. As I say that, the entire team is smoked up. They want to come right in. The Bat Rider initiation still very impressive. And who does he want? He can't actually get the Bristleback. He's fireflying over. The pipe gets popped. He gets a Shaker. Shaker is the key right now. Gotta focus him down. Black Hole gets dropped. Echo gets dropped. Clock 3-man hook. And they're doing so much damage right now. You can see Obsidian Destroyer is right-clicking away right now. But Bristleback, he has died in the beginning of that. I don't even know how. And looks like the Sentinel somehow is winning that team fight. And that cast is doing so much damage. OSI is cleaning up after a 3-man Black Hole, after a 3-man Echo Slam, after a 3-man Cog. How is OSI winning that team fight? If there was an instant replay, I would have played that over and over again. And this is exactly why when I first casted that team fight, how is OSI winning this? I have no clue still. We watched that team fight one more time. We saw the Black Hole, we saw the Echo Slam, we saw the Clockwork Hook. And to be honest, Bristleback as well as Silver was doing a lot of damage. The only thing I could really attribute to it is the increasing healing of the Witch Doctor, the insane healing of the Obsidian Destroyer, as well as the Vlads. The team fight aura of this entire Sentinel squad is just simply too strong. I mean, we generally don't see so many aura-based items on one team so early, and they're going to continue to stack. Of course, the Medallion Courage is not a really aura-based item, but if you want to treat it as an aura-based item, you could definitely do so, because if you stick a -6 armor on a single target, everybody's physical damage output has increased against that particular hero. So in a sense, you can treat it as an aura-based item. And these guys against Black Holes, against Echo Slams, they have won a team fight, not only getting a very big morale boost. You gotta keep in mind those big ultimates have a long cooldowns. That means they don't have these ultimates in this coming up team fight right now. So right now, OSI feeling confident they could do a push. And right now, of course, Obsidian Destroyer will get closer and closer into his Axe Scepter. I'm not too sure whether this is a Axe Scepter rush or if he's just getting it for the raw HP. In any case, it's very good. A big smoke party coming on this here. Oh, they're gonna see everybody and blink initiation against. Oh, there's a Cog. Oh, there's gonna 2-man Cog, and they're gonna try to burst everybody down. They will actually burst them down right now. Obsidian Destroyer just gets melted here. Firefly gets dragged, or Enigma gets dragged back, and a good initiation picks them off, and they are going to get at least 2 or 3. Who actually died? Dark Green? Santa died, probably down to the Malefice or whatnot. The Enigma, or excuse me, the Clockwork very low as well. So the Sentinel team getting caught a little bit out of position. I don't think Luminous was there, or she probably TP out, and the Undying was there either. Any case, a very good cleanup here being done by Moscow 5, kind of to reclaim their advantage. But you got to keep in mind that the Sentinel now has that Aegis Immortal, or they did. Yeah, it is on the Bat Rider. Very interesting choice to actually give it to the Bat Rider, because we are approaching a stage of game where Bat Rider doesn't actually do too much. I mean, he goes in and starts napalming people up, and sure, slow the turn rate and lay on a Firefly. But at this point, you really, I mean, it's very awkward. I would have personally gave it to the Obsidian Destroyer because you're the carry, or he's the carry. But they know best. Of course, the pipe is what I forgot to mention. The mech and pipe is so very important on the Sentinel side, and that's why they're winning that very key team fight at the Roshan pit. Are they gonna again try to go for this guy Shackle Shot? They're having some. There's a Malefice. There's a cast bouncing left and right, and then let's see how tanky he is right now. Witch Doctor ultimate gets dropped as well. Yeah, just gonna shrug it off. Still has pipe activation. Don't need to use it. Gonna regen everything back, and that's a Witch Doctor ultimate being used, and as well as a Flesh Golem. That's a lot of. Yeah, one thing I also want to point out is that this team does damage in a very kind of. What's the word? It's not in your face. For example, Echo Slam, that's in your face. A Black Hole, that's in your face. Those are big animation spells. But the way that this team does damage, you gotta keep in mind that Flesh Golem gives you damage amplification. Bat Rider Firefly, it's, just fire on the ground. Obsidian right clicks, it's just right clicks. They do damage in a very non-flashy way. The Maledict, and just this purple stuff. So, and then once all those damage adds up, you're like, oh shit, we're all dying. and that's exactly, there was an oh shit moment against the OSI team earlier. You can see that Gia using his bear to Radiance farm. Gotta recall that bear back or resummon it or something. Oh, it's nice recall. Radiance, unfortunately unable to burn on a simple last tick. Would have got himself at least 150 extra gold or something. In any case, looks like Clockwork has a Black King bar. Let's quickly check out on the items here. Blink Dagger and Aegis finish here. 2k going in the bank. We have Necro Book being picked up. So more auras on the OSI team. Looks like Witch Doctor is going to tank up, so will Silent. So these, and drums, yep, Team Aura here from OSI. And Aura is probably one of the best ways to win team fights against a team that doesn't have that much burst damage. But Lumi, don't they have Echo Slam? Don't they have Black Hole? I mean, Echo Slam and Black Holes they're great in terms of lockdown, but in terms of raw damage output, these are not too much. You gotta keep on your big carry is Bristleback, which really struggles in bursting people down, and when you can't burst a single target down, by having auras alive, they are keeping everybody else alive. So these guys are one big ball, and if you can't kind of take away one piece, they will remain as that one big ball and remain very, very powerful. It's really going to be up to Bristleback to trying to kill people. But again, Bristleback doesn't kill people that quickly either. He's a right clicker, but at this point, he doesn't do nearly enough damage. Because that Bristleback is going to be helping out his team by picking up a little bit of aura item himself. Can they burst him down? That is the question right now. Oh, everybody, ooh, how does he always have invisibility? If he gets a 3-man cog, that's going to be huge. Bat Rider in the front line here. Where's the Clockwork? Clockwork, my eyes is on you. Oh, my eyes is on you. That's gonna be it. Clockwork, the bear comes in right now. Hook, that's gonna be 2-man. Yes, 2-man cog right now. Black Hole, where's the Echo Slam? No Echo Slam being dropped. You say he's trying to walk in. Does drop off Echo, but is it enough damage right now? Enigma's dying, Clockwork's dying, everybody's dying. How are they winning these teams? For Bristleback is gonna try to tank his way up. Witch Doctor dropping his ult right now, but the aura, the survivability, the Undying is still alive, and they're gonna go the other way, trying to kill this Undying. Nice snipe here against the Syllabear. Bristleback on the run. He slowed down the minus armor, the Bat Rider, the Napalm slow everything. They're gonna get a 3-for-1 trade. OSI winning team fights against Black Hole, against Echoes, against Cogs. It is just simply unbelievable. I'm watching this and I don't believe it. They have lost the Obsidian Destroyer, and they have lost the Aegis Immortal as well. So on paper, that was a 2-for-3 trade. But yeah, I mean, the Sentinel is just doing so much better. They have survived the onslaught against the Bristleback. I mean, again, like I said, he is hitting his peaks. And you're winning team fights against Black Hole. You're winning team fights against Echo Slam. And yes, that's another tower being destroyed. Without those ultimates online, they will be keep pushing. And what is Enigma gonna do? What is Shaker gonna do? I'm not too sure. I'm not really too sure. Of course, Silver is dying all these team fights, so you know he's not really getting a lot of items either. Mio Obsidian Destroy, he does have a soul booster, so all he really wants to do is to survive. And if he dies, well, guess what? The Bloodstone is very much so an aura-based item, if you will, because when he dies, he heals his team for what, 400, 500? HP, of course, is based on your charges. So yeah, this team says we are brothers in arm. If one of us dies, well, it's too bad, but we are gonna, you know, when we are all alive, we're gonna make sure everybody else is alive by providing auras and whatnot. This is just a beautiful strat by OSI. Here we go. Team Moscow 5 says we're the more experienced team, we're the more well-known team. We can't really, you know, go out without a fight here. There's a BKB on Clockwork. As awesome as that BKB Clockwork was, I mean, he just got burst down very quickly. Scourge probably using the Bristleback to bait. That's exactly what they're doing right now. You can see that these guys are hiding behind a very tried and true tactics. Use that one here to bait, and hopefully the enemy team takes that bait and jump in, and then you counter initiate. And here we go. It looks like Obsidian Destroyer has taken the bait, and there we go. They're going to start initiating on him. And yeah, they see him, the cast blinking right here, the Malefice. They want to focus on Obsidian Destroyer. He has already used his imprisonment, so he's in trouble. Obsidian Destroyer is going to try. Oh, the heal are coming right in, and now he has self-disrupt, and his teammates are in position. Where's the Tombstone? No Tombstone being dropped. Obsidian Destroyer still not. Oh no, is he going to run out just fine? He's going to get entangled a second time. Finally has died without Obsidian Destroyer. Are they going to still take the fight to drop the Tombstone right now? Enigma does not have the Black Hole. BKB has been used. The Tombstone has been destroyed, and the Sentinel is on the run. This is not how they drew up the team fight. The cast bouncing left and right. Can they get off the entangle? You can bet you they will. Wow, nice shackle shot. Can he run though? Witch Doctor on the run, but a Malefice is gonna slow down the Windrunner as well. Witch Doctor knows his life is gonna be forfeited, so he runs the other way. So a very, very well bait by Bristleback, and Silent has fell for it, and he has paid with his life, and he has bought back. It looks like the Scourge team is going to try to ride their momentum. 2 heroes are still dead on the Sentinel side, and they are going to try to destroy this tier 2. And this is going to be a very, very important fight here for the Sentinel. If they lose this tier 2, they might be in danger of even losing their racks. Of course, the ultimates should already be coming out for down. Yes, everybody's ultimate is ready to go. Tier 2 is going to be destroyed. And are they gonna back off? Yes, they are. Well, as I say that, no, they are gonna back off. They had about 15 more seconds to at least try to do some damage to that tower, especially when you have Silverbear. So perhaps a little bit more defensive than they really should have needed to be. And Bristleback is just tripping out on this patch of trees, man. Look at that bear. The bear are like as tall as this trees right now, even taller than some of these trees. That's one thing I really like about Dota 2 compared to Dota 1. In Dota 2, the trees are actually taller than the heroes. In Dota 1, the trees are like, well, we're like mini-sized. In any case, a big smoke gang coming out the top lane here. Are they gonna find him? Are they gonna find him? Blink out. Ooh, woo! That power shot would have canceled the blink, and that might have gotten the kill. Unfortunately, Dread a little bit too quick for that one. And the question is, who's actually ahead at this point? It's very, very hard to say because both teams are trading back and forth in terms of teamfight. Wow, that's a lot of gold. In my opinion, I think the Radiant team is, or excuse me, the Sentinel team is a little bit further ahead because they're getting these aura-based items, and aura-based items always are good, no matter what stage of the game is. Meanwhile, Scourge, I mean, they do have a Silverbeard that's getting very, very farmed, but Bristleback, again, he has well hit his peak and really won't do too much. So, especially against a team that has a lot of AoE healing, that has a lot of AoE aura, a lot of armor, Bristleback will do very, very little. So, it's really going to be up to our Silverbeard player to kind of carry the day. He does have the Assault Curious finish, and normally you see that Assault Curious being put on the Spear Bear, but he's putting it on the hero because it is so important for him to survive. Normally you would assume that, oh yeah, 2500 HP, about 17 armor, that's enough to survive. Not against Obsidian Destroyer. Obsidian Destroyer does pure damage, which ignores armor, so all your, 20 armor is going to be non-existent. So despite of that, why is he putting the armor on his hero? Well, it's going to be good against just about everybody else, so that's going to be important, because you're going to be taking a lot of damage from the Obsidian Destroyer alone. You want a little bit more tankability against all the other heroes. And again, more armor items. Shiva's Guard from the Bat Rider. Of course, minus attack speed aura, not going to be that effective, but just having an AoE slow, AoE burst is going to be very, very crucial. Roshan is alive, although nobody is trying to claim him right now. But both team is kind of dancing back and forth, and this is where the Roshan advantage for the Scourge comes in. Of course, they could farm the Ancients here, which will net more grow than these camps, and they have just better positioning, you know, for the into the Roshan pit. Whereas the Sentinel has to charge down one ramp, whereas the Scourge could defend from multiple areas of the map here. In any case, it looks like we're gonna have a very slow point of the game here. Witch Doctor is working towards that Black King bar. I like the way you think, my friend. And there's that Bloodstone finish. Now, Bloodstone, I'm not too sure what iteration of Bloodstone. There is some Bloodstone that gives you, 6 charge immediately. Apparently, this Bloodstone does not give you any charge per building, so you have to earn those charges. And that's why the Bloodstone wasn't a popular item back in the day, but I imagine he will earn those charges very, very soon. So plus 400 mana, plus 200%, plus 8 HP. When you die, you 400 HP plus 30 times a charge. So you're getting a 400 heal no matter what, and if let's say it has 6 charge, well, you're getting a 640 HP heal. That's pretty insane. Looks like we're gonna see a team fight to initiate, and they really want the Obsidian Destroyer. Oh, nice disrupt on himself, and he actually dodged a lot of spell in the beginning. Tombstone gets dropped, Tombstone gets focused here. Obsidian Destroyer gets focused as well. He does have the mech, he does have to heal. The Black Hole is gonna get a lot. The Bristleback pops his Blade Mail as well. Obsidian Destroyer is gonna again self-disrupt. Is he gonna be fine? Bristleback losing a lot of HP Flesh Golem amplification damage doing a lot, but the Syllabur is still alive right now. Witch Doctor still alive as well. Witch Doctor, or excuse me, they're gonna kill the bear very soon. They can kill the bear. They will kill the bear right now. That team fight all over the place right now, but it is Undying leading the way, getting all these kills. Bad Rider getting the kill as well. Did I say Bad Rider not good at late game? He's doing so well in terms of late game so far, just chasing people down, getting kills. Again, they're focusing on the Destroyer, and they're wasting a lot of time to focus on the Destroyer. Meanwhile, everybody else, again, their damage output doesn't look very flashy. It's a Tombstone, it's a Decay, it's a Firefly. These spells by themselves, they don't do a lot of damage, but when you stack all up together, they do an insane amount. And sure, you do kill the Obsidian Destroyer, but the Destroyer has built his inventory to be assumed to be killed. And of course, that Bloodstone is doing so much. 400 AoE heal for the entire team. That's insane. Of course, the added benefit of providing sight in that area, the added benefit of getting still EXP. So Obsidian Destroyer is gonna be level what? He's gonna come back alive, and he's gonna have some stat points. Look at his skill, 0, 6, and 11. You would assume Obsidian Destroyer would score like that, you would lose. But look at this, 6 and 4, 11 with the Witch Doctor, 3, 3, 12 with the Windrunner, 9, 6, 10, 3, 12, 15. Man, this game, it is crazy, crazy. Yeah, at this point here, the Syllabur is surviving these team fights. That's an important key. So he is getting a lot of items. The Assault is doing a lot, and if he ever gets another big item on his spear, then the Scourge team is going to be taking the lead. Because again, the cool thing about armor, the aura based item, is that yes, it's good throughout the game, but it never really, it's not a big tide turning game, right? You get it, everybody on your team gets stronger by a tiny bit. Nobody gets stronger by an instant amount. For example, if you get a Divine Rapier on a hero, then that hero gets an instant burst in terms of hero killing potential. In conjunction, or excuse me, in comparison to an aura item, well, everybody gets a tiny bit stronger, but a tiny bit stronger is not going to turn the tide of the fight. Whereas a Syllabur, if he gets a big item, that's going to turn the tide of the fight. And I do believe the Sentinel realized that as well. It's like, you know what, we don't have the best late game, especially the way that we're building a hero. We got to win our game right now. So they're going to try for another push, and let's see if this push is going to do it. And looks like we're going to see Acceptor upgrade here on the Undying. That's going to be yet more Flesh Golem amplification, yet more tanky Flesh Golem. And uh-oh, there's going to be a disruption on Bristleback. I don't think you want to initiate on him. Although, well, eventually, I mean, Bristleback's been dying throughout all these team fights, so because all those kind of just splash damage, even with the Blade Mail Pipe Vanguard, I mean, you gotta keep in mind this guy is very, very tank. Despite of that, he's dying very, very quickly. I imagine there's a lot of times he's getting focused by the Witch Doctor, Malphus, or Death Ward alike. So a slow dance back and forth, and if there's a slow dance back and forth, I do favor the team with better regen, and that's got to be the team with the on the Sentinel. Cass gonna get sent back. With that said, though, the Scourge does have you know, the 2 tank in the front, and it's very, very difficult to actually push in against 2 tanks. And I guess OSI is going to back off, at least for now. They really want to look for a pickoff, but again, very, very difficult to look for that pickoff. Clockwork on the side. Clockwork's been playing very, very well, getting these big hook and big hogs, and unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough, or not enough so far. I have to change my term. Bristleback on the front line, very maxed out in terms of his items. Scourge constantly aware that the Sentinel constantly aware that they can be initiated on with, you know, 3-man black holes, 4-man echoes. But do they really care? No, they don't. They really don't care. Smoke is going to get used right now, and probably going to use this Obsidian as a bait. There's a big push going to lane, so they got to soon start to defend that. There's a whole bunch of range creeps, dang, and a whole bunch of siege units. So Miwagon, as we like to call it. Gonna smoke in the Roche Pit to bait a couple guys out, but you really know the enemy team is smoked when there's a huge creep wave and you're not defending a tier 2 tower. That's a telltale sign the enemy team is smoked and trying to gank you guys. And I mean, they're just losing creep kilometer right now, so OSI's gotta back off. I mean, we know exactly what they want to do. Moscow 5 knows exactly what they're gonna do as well, so it's not gonna work. Yeah, and they do back out right now, giving them a tier 2 tower for free. So I think that was a slight mistake. Negro 3 already finished here on the Windrunner. Let's count how many aura that they have. So there is the Obsidian aura on the hero, Essence aura. There's a Mech aura. There's a heal, the aura from the, well, not aura, but you know, heal provided to the team. Witch Doctor has quote-unquote aura from the medallion as a hero gets physical damage against physical damage increase against a certain hero. Windrunner has a pipe. Windrunner has the Neko 3, which provides 2 auras as they spawn. Flesh Golem aura, Arcane Boots, Vlad's auras, Drum's auras, Shiva's God's aura. Man, that's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's just silly. That's just silly. What other aura in the game have they not gotten yet? Of course, they need the Assault Cuirass. I mean, all the auras they can get, but they haven't got it yet. Well, actually, Vlad's give you like a bajillion auras, right? They give you lifesteal, they give you damage increase, they give you armor, so that's like, yeah, so we're like up to like 15 auras. Yeah. Alright, so, both teams not want to do too much. Of course, Moscow 5, all they want to do is make this game go longer. Blade Mail, wow, they just want to kill. Actually, Blade Mail is a very, very smart way to go about it. Like, you know what? You want to drag out these team fights and kill slowly? Sure. We'll drag out these team fights by getting more armor, and we'll return the damage. Now, it's very, very strange to see Blade Mail against a team that doesn't burst you down. Blade Mail is very, very good against things like Ursa Warrior, against a Lifestealer, against a Drill Ranger, where they burst you down so very quickly. Not so good against a team that slowly kills you, but because there's so much AoE damage, you can actually redirect a lot of damage back, and they do kill the Syllabir, but it has been resummoned. But killing that Spearbearer is actually pretty big. They could start actually doing the Roshan if they want to do so. They don't really care about eating a Black Hole. I mean, at this point, Black Hole is very, very dangerous, but there's still not enough damage output to actually take advantage of that Black Hole. Oh, there's a couple more hits, and look at the extra damage being done against the Spear right now. They're gonna go right in. There is the disruption here. Are they going to try to kill the bear? Look at how baller this guy's playing right now. The Tombstone's going to get immediately destroyed, and the ultimate not going to hit too much. Not a good initiation, not a good beginning of the team fight here. And looks like Silence going to get initiated. A Silence got to self-disrupt. He's got to disrupt. He's going to die. He's going to die. No. Disrupt is still. And look at how much damage is he taking on the Syllabir. Syllabir in big trouble as well. Blink initiation from the bat. And are they going to get anybody? Nobody is still dead just yet. Black Hole being used for one. Blink back out. This team fight just hectic all over the place right now. Obsidian Destroyer so very low. Oh, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Oh, there's gonna be a disruption here. We do see one dead. They're chasing way too deep in the enemy territory. And that's gonna be it of the team fight here. No, as I say that here, Winner somehow dove and got an extra kill, but Winner perhaps really out of position and will go down as well. Windrunner, yeah, trying to fight his way out and really not going to be able to do so. Batrider fireflies away, and that's going to be it. Meanwhile, the Creeper Librium so very pushed. So again, a very, very poor choice here by OSI, and Moscow 5 will take that team fight. But again, this game, I really don't know who's going to win. It's really all over the place right now. Tier 3 tower has been destroyed in the meantime. I think OSI is just getting really antsy because they realize they can't really go toe-to-toe in the late game, so they want to at least win a team fight and break in. But not only are they not winning team fights, they're just losing a lot of ground. They lost a tier 2 tower here, they lost a tier 3 towers really basically for free. But I mean, what can you do if you're OSI? You can't go in the late game, so you gotta try to win. But M5 is twirling like a champ right now, and they're gonna go straight into the Roshan pit, having the Vlads and having the Slowbird. Oh man, this is a key turn in the game right now. And yep, they're gonna get the Aegis, and is it the cheese as well? No, I think this is the second Roshan, I believe. And that's a big turn against OSI. I'm not too sure what OSI can do. Now, normally you say, alright, Obsidian Destroyer, a fairly decent late game as well, but he has been dying all these team fights, and he has not been getting any kind of item increase. If you want to go ultra late game, I guess, with the Windrunner having a Hex, and with the Obsidian Destroyer having Hex, that would be very, very good as well. Also, in terms of how these team fights are progressing, you can see Obsidian Destroyer is walking in. He wants to be good focus. How odd is that to say, right? Obsidian Destroyer wants to be focused. Normally, in most games, Obsidian Destroyer just says the fuck back, right? And just says, alright, tank for me, guys. I'll try to do a lot of damage in return. I mean, as ironic as it sounds, he's actually the least important member of the team, because after he uses mech, after he uses the Bloodstones, or after he uses mech and his ultimate, he's pretty much done. Whereas everybody else, they're providing very, very potent auras. Maybe you actually have the Winner in front now as well, because, you know, after you pop the Necrobook and Pipe, you're pretty much done as well. But as I say that, you know, she does have Shackle and whatnot. So we are in a very kind of awkward stage of the game where OSI can't push. where Moscow 5 doesn't want to push. Looks like we're gonna see a Black King Bar attempt here on, or not, sorry, not Black King Bar, Acceptor attempt. Did OD get more items? Yeah, he's starting to get a Scythe of Ice, so that's gonna give them a lot more late game reach, and for that's gonna increase the ultimate damage of his Sanity's Eclipse. Force that finish here on Bat Rider. Normally you see a Bat Rider go at Black King Bar, but of course Black King Bar not exactly the most useful hero against physical based damage team from the Bristleback, as well as the Lone Druid. Lone Druid, by the way, moved most of his items here on the actual hero and has 4k in the bank. What is actually on his bear though? Where is his bear? Well, as we find his bear, we'll point out. By the way, Bristleback has a Demon Edge, and I guess he's going for Monkey King Bar. But like I previously said, Bristleback is really, really bad as a right-click carry. I mean, he does have an ultimate passive that allows him to right-click, you know, increases movement speed, increases attack speed, I think. I mean, he does have nasal goo to lower people's armor, but his animation is just so bad. And if you're casting nasal goo or cruel spray, you're not right clicking, and those animations are fairly long. So I actually don't know. Like, I'm not gonna say that Demon Edge is a bad item, because there's no such thing as a bad item. All items give you some benefits, and I really don't know what item he can get with his goal. Again, it's so awkward when you don't have the Radiance on him. And normally you get Assault or you get Radiance, which both the items Syllabur has, and they don't really exactly double up. I guess you could get a Shiva's Guard. I mean, Shiva's Guard gives him more armor, it gives him the AoE slow, which combines very, very nicely. Or you might even get a Medallion Courage. Maybe not on him particularly, but have one on the team. Let's see if anybody has Medallion Courage. Yeah, there is one, so never mind. Yeah, so it's very, very awkward item. Like, I don't know what item you'll get on Bristleback. In any case, here comes a big push from OSI. They have not gotten the creep a little bit on the bot lane, but like, they're just gonna waltz right in. Where's the Scourge team defending? Here comes the bear. They're gonna focus down on. Oh, somebody's gotta be careful. That's Bristleback coming in from the right side. Tombstone gonna get destroyed, and basically about 2 hit, the cat's gonna get bounced around. But look at this guy. He's losing way too much damage. Maledict probably gonna bring him down. Yeah, the last tick of Maledict is gonna bring him down. Oh no, barely gonna survive. Nice magical resistance. Oh, and doesn't get his enchant totem off. And here we go. Shackle Shot's gonna hit onto. Can they kill the Shaker? Big black hole. It's gonna grab onto the most important to Obsidian Destroyer. He's gonna get Fissure up. Can he die? Can he die? He is gonna take a lot of damage, and looks like he's gonna self-disrupt here. Syllabur doing quite a bit of work. Shaker doing a lot of work as well, and looks like they are gonna die. Does provide a little bit of healing for Kaiser, but not enough. They did a lot of damage. A lot of damage is not enough. A lot of damage is not all of the damage. It looks like he has traded his treads for Boots of Travel, or excuse me, just upgraded from the boot speed from Boots of Travel as well. I'm very surprised he did not Boots of Travel straight up here on the top lane and try to do a lot more work. And you can see the late game power of OSI is just lacking. And I don't know, man, the late game potential of Scourge is just overwhelming at this point because of the Obsidian Destroyer just not doing enough work. And here comes the push coming up the other direction. Moscow 5 regaining their lead that they had. This game is just a pendulum. Just like to remind you, the Scourge opened up with guns blazing, grabbing up a couple kills, grabbing a couple towers, and winning team fights with, you know, black holes and whatnot. And suddenly, the Aura teams came from OSI, and they came right back, grab Aegises, grab a lot of map advantage, and unfortunately, the late game power of Syllabur perhaps a little bit too strong, and now the Raxes are going down. Bat Rider trying their best to defend. They have a couple seconds to respawn, but a couple seconds is all Syllabur needs to actually bring down this Rax. The Tombstone gonna get exposed, and looks like they're gonna focus out on the Syllabur. Syllabur gets track back down to about half health. Can it burst him down? Yes, they can. That's a 500 HP nuke, by the way, that you just saw here from the Flesh Golem, and they're gonna try to chase people down. They do see Clockwork. Clockwork gonna get shackled. Clockwork is gonna be dead, and looks like the Bat Rider trying to chase down a couple more, but they can't do so as Shaker Blink Daggers away, and it's gonna TP out, and that's gonna be, woo, Well, this is an intense game, and are they gonna chase the other way? Are they gonna push the other way back? They gotta push against big creeps, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Perhaps you're gonna force a buyback from Silver. That's pretty good if you can force it out. Does he even have buyback? That's the question. Quickly check. He does not have buyback. He has bought an Eagle Horn instead of saving for buyback. I think this is time to go. As I say that though, but look at the top. It's being pushed in. He does have a Bloodstone. He does have a Bloodstone. Here we go. Everybody's coming right in. Witch Doctor does have his Axe Scepter finished, so that's a lot of damage output. Man, my entire back is sweating because this game is really intense, but my hands are freezing because it's winter and I'm in California and I you know, I can't take the heat. That's more information that you guys needed to know. And here we go. I wonder what Silence is actually going to get. I imagine it has to be a Hex. They really need... Is it going to be a Shiva's Guard? They're going to double up on Shiva's Guard. Wow. Now, Shiva's Guard is going to be one of those items that you can actually double up. I mean, the minus 25 attack speed aura does not actually stack, but the slow burst damage, the AoE, which is really what they were after, and the armor is great. So they're going to try one more time. And I don't think the Scourge team is out of the woods just yet. They might have gotten a single Rax, but you don't want to mess with the Scourge team. They can easily beat you and push you right back. And I do believe everybody should be in their best interest to save buyback. Yep, Moscow 5 and is saving for that buyback, and they're going to try this one more time. And I think there's only one last push left in them. Shiva's Guard in front. Yeah, they don't really care about single target disable because they just want to outlast the Scourge team. As ironic as that sounds, to outlast a Bristleback, which probably the best lasting hero, to outlast a Silver Bear, which is an insanely high DPS hero. They cannot throw away these minions. They cannot throw away the Tombstone. They do destroy one tower, and they're gonna go right on that Rax. The Spirit Bear really has nothing at this point, so shouldn't really need to get focused. All right, they're gonna force a recall of that Spirit Bear. And of course, Clockwork's looking on the side. Enigma's looking on the side. Shaker looking on the side. They just want to initiate, get a lot of burst damage down. Witch Doctor, he is the kind of the most important member of the team right now with that Axe Scepter, as he is going to be the insane damage dealer. Got to be very, very careful of your positioning. But look at, Bristleback has lost a lot of damage. Going to focus on Enigma. Got to burst him down. Enigma's going to get burst down as well. This team fight not looking too good. I don't think he has a buyback. Shiva's going to get popped. They're going to drive everybody back, and they're going to start focusing on the Rax. Witch Doctor still saving on that. Tombstone's going to get dropped down. Where is the Witch Doctor? Witch Doctor, drop your ult, my friend. Still haven't dropped it yet. They don't need it. Cast bouncing around left and right. Still no ult. Still no ult. Is he gonna drop it? He doesn't. He's just right clicking. He's a bounce. Right clicking away. Maledict gonna get dropped, and they have actually breached the high ground. They have won the team fight. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it. And there we go. Obsidian destroy in a little bit. He's gonna disrupt, and he's still okay. Witch Doctor right clicking that. Witch Doctor, look at his 150 base damage. Yeah, they're gonna get the Rax. They're gonna. Come on, a couple more hits. Blink. He doesn't get his spells off. He's gonna get stunned. And now Obsidian destroyed. The Clockwork does miss. He's gonna go down to a huge ore pit. And now this guy's on the run. Gets Flaming Lasso back. He's gonna get dragged down as well. OSI, a comeback from behind. This pendulum has swung again one more time. It goes the other way. They have outlasted the entire Scourge team of big AoE ultimate and tanky ass carries. They're gonna get the Rax, and I think, are they gonna go straight for the throne, or are they gonna go for another Rax? I'm very, very surprised to see him not spamming that Voodoo Restoration. He has so much mana to support it. He should be spamming it up. I mean, keeps our entire creep wave, and more importantly, your hero's alive with full HP, but I guess he has forgot. There you go, my friend. Kaiser is spamming that Voodoo Restoration, but everybody's back alive. Enigma does have the black hole, but it's a one-man black hole. Where's that cast? He can't drop the cast. Walks into the black hole. Where's the ultimate? Still no ultimate being dropped right now. Still right-clicking away. He sees the Shaker. There's the ultimate from the Witch Doctor. Hey-oh! Everybody dead. Everybody is dead to that Witch Doctor ultimate. And my god, look at the Silver Bear. He's on the run with Assault, Blade Mail, whole bunch of armor, whole bunch of HP. They have driven them back. They see Shaker. They want Shaker. Shaker is, Shaker barely alive. No, it's gonna die to the power shot. They can just throw this right now, and I think that's exactly what they're gonna do right now. Voodoo Restoration providing so much healing. It was like 60 HP for 40 HP for the entire team. 38, yeah, I don't even know what the amount is, but that's a lot of HP. 4 dead, and OSI has done it. They have done it. Wow, what an insane game. Oh, Silver's gonna come right back, trying to fight. Bristleback is there as well. Can these guys, a double Shiva's guard gets popped off right now. Bristleback is gonna get sent back. He's gonna die to their ore pit, and now Blame Out gets popped here as well. He's gonna die to the Blame Out damage, but they don't really care. They have scared him back. He has to take a lot of damage, a lot of healing, and GG is gonna be called. The game is gonna be left. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I am as baffled now as I first cast this game. Aura base strat, no late game, 3-8-15 Obsidian Destroyer with a Bloodstone simply gotten to die. We have witnessed something special. I hope you guys enjoyed this cast, and until next time, this is Luminous. I'm signing off. See you guys.